Ms Furness. It's a pleasure to serve under your chairship this afternoon. And I want to thank my honourable friend for Wokingham for securing this vital debate. I know since he's been elected almost 2 years ago, he's focused much of his parliamentary time on raising the issue of cancer and getting investment into that, and now he's speaking about domestic abuse. No one can accuse him of not having his heart in the right place. I want to thank you for delivering and leading on this debate today. As the MP for Woking, I've very much focused much of my time on protecting vulnerable children. I know the government can be a great source of good for tackling domestic violence, protecting families, women and children. Last week, I visited Surrey's Steps for Change hub, which is based in my constituency of Woking. This started back in 2023, thanks to a £1 million grant from the Home Office. It brings services together from the local authority, from the police. They get domestic abuse charities, including Woking's amazing Your Sanctuary, our women's refuge, to ensure that services come together holistically and they work together. Tragically, it's one of only 2 in the country like it. They support those who have experienced domestic abuse or are experiencing domestic abuse. They support children separately that have been impacted by what their families have gone through. They do work with those who have committed domestic abuse or those that are likely to commit domestic abuse to vitally change behaviour and reduce the risk and prevent it in the future. And it was really eye-opening to spend time with the amazing organisations, volunteers, but above all, some people that have gone through the support that hub provides. I'm pleased to welcome the new Safeguarding Minister to her place. Please will she ensure, as part of her new role, that Surrey and one other county in this country is shown up as the best practice for this, but we shouldn't be the only ones to have this hub. Can she ensure that this support is rolled out across the country? It is saving lives and improving lives in my constituency of Woking, my county of Surrey. That is fortunate for me and my constituents, but that is far too rare, and that should be rolled out nationwide. I am concerned that because of local government reorganisation, which comes into being in my area next year, and because of Surrey's Police and Crime Commissioner will be abolished in 2029, but not replaced by a directly elected mayor, that the funding and the convening power for this hub could go. I am pleased the Commissioner is going. And we have got new local authorities, but the risk of that transformation could reduce the protection we have got for families and children in my constituency of Woking, and that would be unacceptable. Will the Minister agree to meet with me to ensure that that funding is maintained over this very uncertain period of time? As I said, Ms Furness, the government centrally and the whole public sector has done so much good to help survivors of domestic abuse recover and try to protect those to ensure that it doesn't happen to them in the first place. But all too often, it fails. And it fails on a catastrophic level with unthinkable consequences for some of the most vulnerable people. I had a 10-year-old constituent called Zara Sharif. She was abused, tortured and murdered by her father and her stepmother. She was failed from the day she was born and the day before she was murdered. She was failed by Surrey County Council's Children's Services and the family court system. And that's why I echo my honourable friend for Wokingham's calls that we need that reform. The day when Zara was born, before she was even 1, Surrey County Council's Children's Services wanted to take her away from what they knew was an abusive father. They tragically changed their mind. And the family court did not go, sorry, are you sure? Surely you want to do this. The day before she was murdered, Surrey County Council Children's Services tried to visit her home because they were concerned. But they went to the wrong house and they did not try to go back. I've urged the government previously to put Surrey County Council's Children's Services into special measures. But thankfully they are being abolished next year. And I would urge the Safeguarding Minister to ensure that that appalling culture Surrey County Council is not transferred over to the new East Surrey Council and the West Surrey Council. Sadly, there are other failing children's services in this country, and I know other areas across the country are going to have local government reorganisation. Will she ensure that this government sees local government reorganisation as an opportunity to change that culture and to put vulnerable people first and change child protection? Sadly, that's not the only child protection case I've had in my constituency of Woking. Judith, another constituent, her and her children had suffered years of domestic abuse from her former partner. She feared for her children's safety. The family court eventually gave her full custody and the dad not visitation rights. Surrey County Council has recently insisted that the father be reintroduced to the children to see if it's safe for them to get the family court to give them access. I hope the Minister agrees that that is an appalling use of both child protection rules and family court processes. I wholeheartedly welcome the ending of the presumption of parental contact, but that is a whole system failure, and I hope she makes it a priority in her new role to tackle. I echo my honourable friend for Wokingham's calls for domestic abuse experts to be embedded in the family court system. I am incredibly disappointed that reform of the family court system and investment in and changes of the child protection process was not in the King's Speech.